Welcome back to another episode of Fox Can Fix It. Today's going to be a shorter video. I'm starting to think about doing some upgrades to the engine, performance-wise. Not a whole lot. I'm not looking to get a lot out of this. It's a Pontiac 350. They're heavier. They're not easy to build. The parts availability, can't say it. The parts availability isn't there like it is for the small block Chevys. But you can build them. You can build them mildly because by 73, they weren't doing that great to begin with. One of the first things I want to look at is the timing chain. The old odometers were 5-digit odometers. So right now it says 33,000 something. I don't know if it's 133,000, 233,000, 33,000. I don't know. There's lots of ways to check. But if I'm thinking about doing any sort of upgrades, I kind of want to know what state the engine's in. One good way to at least take a guess is checking out the timing chain. It doesn't mean ripping anything apart. It means we're just going to check the slop in the timing chain. As the timing chains get older, they stretch. As they stretch, they get lazier. You lose performance, and eventually you could probably jump a tooth or break one. So today, let's look at where the timing marks are, how to check slack in the timing chain, or at least how I learned it. Might not be the correct way. It's the way I've done. It's the way that seems to at least work out usually. It's pretty simple, so let's get to it. One of the things Pontiac did really well here in the early 70s apparently is your timing marks. Right here, you're looking at the timing marks, and where the white mark is, that's your harmonic balancer. There we go. As you can see, it's got a before, it's got an after. At the top is the number 4 for after, top dead center, then the line and 0, that's top dead center, then 4, 8, and 12, that's before, which is generally what you're dealing with, which is why it takes up the most space there. So what we're going to do, as you can see, I've got the harmonic balancer lined up on 0. Next, we're just going to put a 1/2 inch ratchet on the crank, and we're going to rotate the engine backwards, and then the only thing we have to do is take the cap off the distributor and watch the rotor. And when the rotor starts to move, we'll come back down here and look at this number and see how many degrees of slop are in this timing chain. All right, I've got the cap off of the distributor. I can clearly see the rotor. All I got to do is put a 1/2 inch ratchet down here on the crank, and we'll turn it, and we'll keep an eye on that rotor. So I'll let you watch the rotor while I turn the crank. All right, sorry for a little bit wonky camera angle, but my tripod took the day off. I have no clue where I put it. I'm sure it'll be back soon. All right, I'm going to start turning the engine counterclockwise. Keep an eye on that rotor. As soon as it moves, then we'll come back and we'll look and see how much slack we've got. Oh, there it goes. It just started to move right there. Now, I'll bring it back down here to the harmonic balancer, and we'll see how much slack we have in this timing chain. All right, survey says right about 12 degrees. So this timing chain's pretty worn out. So that was it for the quick check on the health of the engine. With 12 degrees of slack, it's not terrible, but it's not great. That means the mileage is probably 133,000. If you had 233, the slack would be over 20 if this is original. And I'm assuming this is original. It doesn't look like it's been apart very much. So 133,000 miles. When we do the chain, it's not that much more expensive to get a cam for it. You can get a mild cam online still. And then after that, maybe I'll look for a cast iron manifold and a 4-barrel. I don't care about aluminum saving weight. It's not a race car. I'd be happy to go from 150-ish horsepower up to like 225. And mild cam and a 4-barrel would do that. I'll start looking for parts for it. It still runs and drives fine right now, so I'm in no rush to do it. But it's also the original radiator, so I'll probably wait for the radiator to go, and when I yank the radiator, I'll just do everything all at once. So that's an easy check you can do. If you've got an old 5-digit odometer that doesn't tell you if it's 100,000 miles or not, you can check. If you've got 10 to 12 degrees, you're probably over 100 but under 200,000. If you're upwards of 14, 16, 18 degrees, you need to replace it because it's going to either jump or it's going to wear the teeth out because there's a lot of slack in it. So, good way to guesstimate engine health. That's all I got for today. I'm waiting on a few parts, and now I guess I'll make plans for upgrades. All right, see you next time.